Hey, how you guys doing? Forktastic Gaming, bringing you the Guardian Fighter Neverwinter build. Now, this is the Swordmaster Tactician build. This is the go-to Guardian Fighter build in Neverwinter right now. Mods 9 and 10. Now, there are some balancing. They call it class balancing coming out in this next update on October 18th, and it will change some things for the Guardian Fighter, but nonetheless it is still going to be an extremely good tank. There's one main nerf that people are upset about, and I will explain that. Nonetheless, to me, I think it is still an excellent power to use. Right now I'm showing you guys the Fire Scorpions, level like 2400 item level, not very high, just got the build done, just wanted to show you guys, and I'm able to tank the Scorpions, so something I wasn't able to do as a great weapon fighter. I don't believe that. So I'm going to show you guys the gear, I'm going to show you guys the feats, the powers, everything coming up right after this. Alright, and I promised it. I said I was going to make the Guardian Fighter, said I was going to bring it to you guys, and here it is. Now, we're using the Dusk Raid. It's one of the easier sets to use if you're VIP. It's really good, it's powerful. They want it to be like that for VIP. They're, you know, Dragonflight's obviously better. My guild is getting there, we're just not there yet. So when you're in a group, you get 1000 power defense, max hit points. When not in a party, you're getting extra HP bonuses. So, and the third set is movement in guild. Now, this is not a very, you don't really need it. I like it if I'm in the guild quite a bit, helping people run, level up. It is nice to have that 4000 movement. You know, that's 5%, something like that. So, now on your Dusk chest piece, you want to get negation. Now, if you can get a coalescent ward and make a lesser negation, cool. I did that and actually swapped it with my great weapon fighter. Now my great weapon fighter has a lesser, because this guy needs to be able to tank. So for the time being, that's what I did. I got the coalescent ward the way I showed you guys in the video. So the negation, it's the go-to for this build. It's the one you got to have. It's just really good. Hopefully they don't, you know, change that. Okay, so on your fourth, you want to go with the Drocraft, because you get the 10% damage resistance against demons. So you go 2 to 3 Dusk and at least 1 Dro. If you're trying to get your twisted, 2 Dro would be the best, but you need at least two pieces of Dusk. Now, right now I only have ensorcelled weapons because, like I said, I just got all the stuff for this build. I'm actually working on farming my artifact weapons now. These are the weapons you're going to be using from start to 70. Now, the Plague Fire, it does a really good defense debuff. On the regular Plague Fire, it does a 5%, and it leaves a burn on people. So when you're using your attacks, it leaves them burning. But the debuff is what's really good. So you get a straight damage increase also. So we have those on ensorcelled right now. What we are looking at getting is, what's easier is the Drown set. Now, the Drown set isn't really the go-to. Now, the Fire set is the go-to because you have a 25% chance to get, if when you use a daily, to immediately get another daily. So 1 in 4 chance with the Fire set. You get healing bonuses every 60 seconds, a huge heal with the Drown set. So that actually would work good too. I'm going to probably grab that one first, it's just so much easier. And then maybe work on getting the Fire or the Twisted after that. So best in slot right now, Greater Lavender Cloak. Now, don't be fooled by the Lavender Cloak. There is a difference. You got to get the Greater. I bought the regular one thinking, oh man, someone put it up wrong price, and I bought it, and then no, I got the wrong one. So you got to get the Greater. It gives you your +4 AC at blue. You get power recovery, deflect. Now, these are both, this is really lucky because you can get both of these from the Throne of the Dwarves skirmish, the one I'm always talking and going on and on about, which is actually harder to get as a Guardian Fighter. Being a tank, it's easier to get into dungeons. But the Ring of Fortitude gives you a huge regen, 1100 regen, basically. And then you get 1100 deflect from rising deflect. So with both of these, regen's really good. It gives you incoming healing bonuses. Besides the fact in between battles you get to, it's constantly regaining life. It's really for the incoming healing that you get in battle. Best in slot, greater plated band of constitution. It's giving you straight constitution. At purple you're getting 3, orange 4. Armor pen and defense, both very good for us. Not so much armor pen, but I mean, you gotta do some kind of damage when you are hitting them. So as for artifacts, Bruner's Helm, which you actually get from talking to this guy, you got to do 9 quests. I burned through it in about 2 hours probably, on my own. So that's how you get Bruner's Helm. That's a really good one. I actually stopped using it for my great weapon fighter, but it was my go-to for a long time, so I'm happy to be using it over here on my Guardian Fighter. Now you get defense, lifesteal, incoming healing, the Sigil of the Guardian, another one. You want to get to purple. I'm like 1 level away. I just said screw, I'll make the video, but that's a purple. Now my catalog, I got this because I hadn't tried it yet. I kind of wanted to get the water one, the healing one, but I got that, and it actually has movement, deflect, so that's a good one. Now I use the cleric, Sigil of the Devoted. I got a cleric up to 60. That gave me my, so I use that one as my 4th. Now those aren't exactly the best in slot, but they are pretty good for what I'm using. Now I'm actually showing you when I have everything procced up. When this is when my bonding stones are going. I found a way to keep you attacking and keep your bonding stones up. Now I actually don't have a striker. I have a cleric as my bonding runestone companion, and it keeps my bonding runestones up constantly. So it gives me purple, gives me 300 regen. So basically, like, you want to get your things into the orange. Like I said, this is still a low item level. I'm at 2400. I also have the 2000 plus defense for the mount, but you basically want to focus on regen, recovery, because your dailies, that's a huge thing for us. So your recovery, you want to get high, your regen, defense, deflect, basically everything opposite a great weapon fighter. If you've seen my great weapon fighter videos, I basically am now having to train myself to do everything opposite of what I did before. So that's something hard to get used to. Now, if you can see, my bonding runestones are going. This guy's just sitting there, just attacking as fast as he can. He's a purple. So as you can see, my stats, you want to roll them a certain way. I'll get back to that in just a second. We're going to move on to the powers right now and show you guys shield talent. That's one that helps you keep your guard up. It's a very good one. You're going to get it earlier and you're going to use it throughout the build. So put as much as you want to in that. Villain's Menace, another one we use. It gives us a good damage buff, gives us a huge 20% increased damage resistance, and it pops our daily invulnerability, which I'll tell you about in just a second. So this is another one that it's my go-to basically for my dailies. And Force Threat is my dungeon running. I have it on X. It marks everybody around you and makes them attack you, so it generates a lot of threat. It does, I think, a small amount of damage. Nothing really to write home about. Then you have Fighter's Recovery. So when you hit a daily with one of our powers, we actually go we're invulnerable. So Fighter's Recovery gives you healing on attack. So you hit that, you're invulnerable. You're low on life, boom, you attack, you fill up your health bar really quickly. Into the Fray, we all know this is getting a small nerf, they're saying. I mean, they're changing around a little bit, but another thing they are doing is you don't have to stop running to use it now. So, and the new update that's coming, a lot of the time when you're running through a dungeon, you're just trying to use this for a speed boost. Now you don't have to stop and do that, so that's going to be kind of nice. Knight's Valor, you're basically get a huge damage resistance, and you're taking a good amount of your team's damage. So if you have low item level people who are getting one-shotted, if you're using Knight's Valor and they get hit, it's going to go straight to you and it's going to kill you. So be careful about that. Steel Defense is the one. It's 6 seconds when it's at 4. When you hit a daily, you're invulnerable for 6 seconds. You take no damage whatsoever. So this is when you want to use all your encounters. And this is when you want to do something where you're going to take a bunch of damage. You want to hit your daily, and you use your dailies a lot as a Guardian fighter. This is going to get cut back to 3.5 seconds after the nerf from 6 seconds. I think 3.5 seconds I'm untouchable is still pretty good. 6 seconds is a lot better. Obviously, Iron Warrior is the one when I'm running with like low item level great weapon fighters and I know we're just gonna get one shot at over and over. I don't run Knight's Valor because I'm not gonna try. I'm not just gonna die because they can't get out of the red. So I swap over to Iron Warrior, which it gives you a huge threat. So basically, instead of taking damage from your team, you're just increasing your threat a lot. So hopefully you're gonna get the enemies to get you instead of them. So it's a way of taking damage for them without taking their damage directly. Now, as a Guardian fighter, when you're running like that, that is strictly dungeons. Like now, when you're running, say, Bruner's Helm to go get that, you run that solo. Knight's Valor is not going to help me. I'm not going to take damage for nobody. I mean, it gives you damage resistance, but you're so tough as a Guardian fighter that when you're running these normal ones, level 60 to go get artifact, they can't kill you anyway. So what we do is we switch over. I use lunging strike. That one it's huge. It's almost like the range of a hunter, and it throws you to them. You attack them. I switch in Griffin's Wrath, and Anvil of Doom. Now I sometimes leave in Fray, as I'm going to show you, but sometimes I go all 3 attacks. Now I also get rid of shield talent because if you're not worried about dying, then you're not going to be in guard much. So I swap out shield talent and I get the combat superiority, which gives you 10% increased damage when you're taking damage. So what I'm not able to show you guys right here, and see, this is the rotation for that. And see, now we have attack multipliers. Now I'm invulnerable for 6 seconds after his daily. Now when I'm under attack, my daily's it would have been full already. So as the final feat in our Paragon is Tactician Paragon, we actually build our daily from taking damage, so it comes really fast. So that's one that I swap out. I still keep steel defense just in case I get in trouble. I want to be invincible, so why not? So I swap out and force threat. I put it back in. This is something you got to get used to. This, as a great weapon fighter, I never had to do this, so it's actually helped me try different things with the great weapon fighter, because I'm just like, well, I can go in and change my powers. I can't go in and do this. So it's different. It's something I gotta get used to. Now I'm not going to go through and explain all of these. Like I said, I made a few minor changes in the Tactician Paragon, but this is basically the go-to Swordmaster Tactician build that's being used in mod 10. So I put a little more towards deflect and giving teammates damage resistance and giving damage against controlled targets. Now this is the mastery. You build action points as taking damage, and so does your team. So not only are you building your dailies, but you're building their dailies as you're taking damage, and it's what you're doing. So that's a huge one. That's like, as a great weapon fighter, building you're unstoppable by attacking instead of how it was as you were getting to the end of that Paragon path. So as I said, it's new. I haven't done any of my boons yet, but it just all defense, all regen, all recovery, all basically no attacks. What I started doing though was I just put in this cleric, as you guys can see right there. Now I got the purple one. It gives me 300 regen. This one right here I'm keeping in slot right now just because it gives me, when I'm controlled, 6% stamina. Another one that's just to take up a slot, power and crit. Like I said, it's a new build. I'm getting you guys the feats, the powers. This is what you're going to use, but as for myself, I'm still building the actual character. So it is a low item level. These aren't all the companions you're going to want to use. I am liking the cleric. I have such a huge, it's proccing my bonding runestones perfectly. I'm able to stack all defense instead of offense, and he's healing me as I'm going, and I have such a huge regen. So it's working really, really well. I was thinking about maybe going with the defender. I don't know what the go-to end game is for the Guardian fighter, so I'm kind of out on my own here, and it's working really well so far. So we'll see how it keeps going. It lets me stay in guard and heal myself at the same time. So here's another one. Protector's Camaraderie, I am transferring over from my Great Weapon Fighter because you don't just get a power boost, but you're also getting a defense boost. So I'm seeing Protector's Camaraderie work just as well defensively as it does offensively. Gladiator's Guile gives you a stamina gain under 25% stamina. It's a percentage of your power, so having more power helps a lot. And then it gives you a speed increase of when you're at full stamina by 15%. So that Gladiator's Guile is a huge one for the Guardian Fighter. Again, I haven't looked into what's best in slot. These are my own determinations. So, you know, take it for what you will. They work very well for me so far. Now, I might come out tomorrow with a video saying, hey, you know what, these are the companions, these are the mounts, and I'm sure I will when I get there, you know, when I'm closer to 2800. But as for right now, these seem amazing. I still run Gladiator's Guile for the 15% increase on my Great Weapon Fighter. So with the stamina boost, your stamina is everything. For a Guardian Fighter, you want to stay in guard always. So any way to get your stamina picking up faster is going to be a great thing for you. So as soon as you can, one of the most important things is just to get your negation going. This the regular negation gives you 15% increased defense resistance, damage resistance for that itself. So now this is different for me, getting used to being able to run layer losmauth at 2400 because as a Great Weapon Fighter, it was like, no way, you were getting kicked because you couldn't hold up. You were just getting one-shotted. You were killing your Guardian Fighters. You just weren't DPSing enough to really be useful. But as a Guardian Fighter, you're really useful and can actually tank losmauth quite easily. Like I was saying, so this is going to be your rotation. This is basically how you use them. I pop on my encounters and then I mark him. As I'm attacking, I'm gaining threat. He's marked, so that's threat. There we go. As I attack, I gain more threat. So pop my daily, boom, we're invincible. Right when he turned towards me. So now I'm coming back. I'm not targeted. Boom, I hit my encounters again. They refill my stamina. Take some damage. Refills my daily. Then, you know, boom. Look at that. I'm getting smacked around. It's not even touching me. Then, you know what? He starts attacking me. Throw up Bruners. Give my friends some help. Hit my daily, and you know, you don't even take damage right now. So here's the thing: as a Guardian Fighter, you go to look at most damage taken in runs. In Great Weapon Fighters will be beating you, or Hunter Rangers. Well, when you're getting hit and your steel defense is up, you're getting immune shots. You're not even getting, oh, you would have taken this much. So when you're completely immune to most of the damage you're taking, your incoming damage taken isn't going to be great. So that was something I struggled with at first. I was like, well, what the heck, man? Why am I so low on damage taken? You know, I'm tanking everything, and this Great Weapon Fighter who died 4 times, you know, is way above me. Well, that's because he died 4 times. He took 80,000 damage 4 times, while all the damage you took, you were completely immune, and it wasn't racking up. So if you're not seeing yourself top of the leaderboard there, don't feel bad. It's because you're immune. And there, boom, just got hit. See, that's what happens when you're like out of guard. You got to be real careful being out of guard because your guard is everything. Your daily is everything. If you're not immune from your daily or in guard, you are completely vulnerable. So be aware of that. You basically want to use your encounters when you hit your daily. You hit your daily, use your encounters, that refills everything for you. Go back into guard, mark, and attack, and attack, and attack. Now, shield is very good. Now, right trigger when you're in guard mode attacks with your sword. Left trigger actually hits with your shield, and it's actually gaining stamina. It's gaining more guard mode back. Now, when you're hitting with your right trigger, that's building more threat. So you do want to be aware. Like I said, I'm still learning the build myself, but I hope this helped you guys out. Let me know what you think in the comments below.